Anyway, let's get the games started. Go for the Sicilian this time. And yeah, everybody in bullet plays bishop g5 there against me, and I pre-move some bullshit like knight c6 or a6. And I lose, but fortunately my opponent here is a little bit more classy. Yeah, I do read chat sometimes. I'm just too busy blundering most of the time. If you'll forgive me for that. Okay. Okay, yeah, 15-year-old, 2400. That makes a lot of sense. Apparently I should know. I guess I should know who that is. Is Salah benched or is that bait? It goes for a bit of a strange line here. Usually you just go f3. He's benched? Wow. Okay, so here it's a little bit of a weird hybrid with queen d3 and also f3 and b3, but it's fine. Is Trent playing? And what about Rafinha? Is Rafinha playing? That's what I want to know. So that's both. That's both. Oh, Rafinha's injured. It's a shame. Okay, never mind. We'll get back to the game. It's gone for a very active choice here with pushing all his pawns on the queen side, and frankly, I think his position is probably pretty good here. But I'll try and confuse him. And don't spoil the game, by the way. I wanna watch it afterwards. Okay. I got bishop e4, then ba6. I don't know. Should be good for me. I also could go a b5 immediately, but this one is probably better. Ha, nice bait. Okay, we'll take on b5, bishop b5, now d5. I think he's gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Bishop a3 is threatened, winning the queen. And here I think I'll give a check, or bishop b4. Now knight c5 is threatened with knight b3 to come. It's looking pretty scary for him. Yeah, bishop d3, I think I'll just go knight c5. And starting to look, not only starting, but it already looks lost for him. Bishop c2 is the only move. I think queen a5 just wins pretty cleanly. Bishop c3 followed by queen a2 is the threat, and don't think there's anything you can do about it. Yeah, a4, only try. The thing is, I don't know what his next move here so I can do pretty much anything. Guess rook b8. No need to complicate things. We'll wake up and choose violence, I guess. Yeah, I think so. Bishop c3. Knight b3. Yeah, queen a4. Even after queen b3, there's queen a4. And I'm at the very least winning a lot of material. And by the way, mods, please ban anybody who starts spoiling the result of the Leeds-Liverpool game. There are 2 mods. I'm just saying on principle there shouldn't be too many. And now I'm playing Polina Shuvalova. Think she's gonna be a GM pretty soon. And think she also won the Junior Girls World Championship a couple of years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, let's try a move I haven't played so far today, which is 1c4. And g3. Sort of neo-Catalan line. Yeah, everybody seems to go for this line. What should I do? Queen c2 maybe? b6. Usually black goes c5, right? It's a bit strange. So d4, dc4 transposes into a completely acceptable line. So maybe I'll try and take first. I guess now knight d5. Maybe there's just isn't much for white at all. I don't know, to be honest. Okay. I'm gonna just try and grab a foothold in the center while I can. I'm trying to figure out if d5 is playable after c5. Probably isn't. d5, ed, ed, queen d5, knight h4, queen d7, rook d1, queen c8, knight f5. Looks very strong, no? Looks very strong indeed. So earlier when I said I don't think it's playable, I meant it's not playable for black, obviously. So I'm gonna go for this. I'm gonna do a podcast later in Norwegian, unfortunately, about the Super League. So you'll hear my thoughts then. Okay, queen d5 looks reasonable. Oh, there's some sound. Rook d1. Queen c8, knight f5, rook e8, I guess is the only chance for her. It may not lose immediately, and if it doesn't lose immediately, it may even be good for black. But it looks, I don't know, it just looks very, very strange. Maybe this is just modern chess and I missed the boat. Like, you calculate, and if it works, then it works. Okay, let's try 97, rook e7. Don't see any tactics there. Yeah, I have to play. So we're gonna go for something very, very violent. And if knight GH, knight h6. I think she probably has to take though. Don't know what else to suggest. I can't say that I necessarily see a win there. King g7 probably. She's spending a lot of time now. So possibly we will enter Flagsville later on. Okay, interesting. Obviously I don't have time to think, but I'm gonna think a little bit still. Takes. Okay, we'll take. Oh, queen f5, rook f8 maybe? Yeah, now I officially have to speed up. Okay, we're just gonna enter hustle mode then. Knight c6, queen f5, rook d7 is the threat, and also queen f6. Okay, rook d1. Let's go, let's go. Knight a6 looks wrong. I think now she has too few pieces in defense. I could be wrong. Hoping for rook d8. Okay, and now there's mate. I probably had some quicker mate there. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was what you call a mess. A total mess. But, you know, that's the way it is sometimes. It's strange to me that there wasn't anything decisive there. If there wasn't, maybe I just missed it. Okay. So now we have from Team Kremnik, Yunus Ba, the youngest Scandinavian Grandmaster at this point. And a very talented young player who I actually played an exhibition match with him a few years ago, and I won both games, but only after a serious fight. So this won't be easy for sure. Okay, now don't know if he always plays the Sicilian, but now that he gave me a second chance to go for e4, I'm gonna do it. What should I do here? Guess I should play something positional. Against the youth. Although Bjerre is a good positional player. But Castles is not the most played move, but I'm sure he has ideas because Bjerre is generally well versed theoretically. The idea here is to castle long. So while the line is positional, it does have some sting. And then I'll take 95. I'll pretty much force a trade since I was threatening 97. And then queen d6. Now here, queen c4. I think I saw even trick played like this once. I think I did. I may very well not have. And it probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? The idea must be to go like queen b3 and then knight c4, I would guess. In general, with this pawn structure, my prospects in the endgame are decent, so I think trades are good for me. But I'm not loving my position here at all. Yeah, I've actually played this pretty poorly. Don't know what I should even do here. Bishop g4, knight d5, knight c5, queen d5, rook b8. He evidently knew this line better than I did. Oh well. It's the usual. Try and hustle him. Plan A is obviously to outplay him, but hustling him is obviously a very decent plan B. So I'm not complaining that much. Rook b8, and now I'll try and go f4 if ef4, rook f4, bishop f6. I'm gonna do what Nieltsar did against me and just chop that bishop off and live with the consequences. So I'll take knight f3, I have to challenge that bishop. And I'm hoping that eventually bishop f6 I'm not so sure about, since I get knight d4 and I'm getting all my moves with tempo now. And now I think I'm doing fairly well. Queen d4, rook d8. Okay, I guess I'll just take with the rook. And if you could go rook e8 and then d8, then rook e5, you would actually trap my queen. But fortunately for me, I'll be able to make a move every second time. It's generally how chess works. Now I think I'm just gonna trade off into an ending where I should be somewhat better with the bishop against knight and a nice majority on the king side. I'll go a4 and then I'll create a pass pawn pretty soon, I think. So a4, I guess, and then we'll get running as quickly as possible. Bishop f3, f5, rook d1. I have to play faster though. Intending ap and then rook d5 maybe. Yeah, I changed plans. Now I'm gonna try and see if I'm slightly better in this rook ending instead, which I may or may not be. King d2 next. If I can get king d3, sorry, king e3, I think I'm better. Also here, he has this one, which is a bit annoying, but oh, he still has rook e5. I missed that. He didn't see it, fortunately. We'll go g4 then. Now I'm winning. Yeah, I needed to see rook e5, and then he would have had great drawing chances, and I would have had to flag swill him. But now it's just hopeless, since he has little to no counterplay. Rook d4, and then I'll just start pushing my pawns. Don't even care, just pushing pawns. Push some more. King d4, push, check, win another pawn, king up, easy peasy. Now I can even... Okay, good stuff. Once again, very solid game from my opponent. Just one mistake there, otherwise it was equal. Okay, so we have from Volodar Murzin, who I think is one of the youngest players here, like 13 or 14. From Team Polgar, who are currently leading 1-0. And he's seriously disrespected me here by playing d3. Either that or his mouse slip, but I think he's just disrespected me. And he needs to be punished. Like, you can't play d3 on move 1 and expect to get away with it. So is he gonna admit his mistake and play? No, he's just gonna play. He's just gonna play a Pirts. Tempo up. Let me tell you, the Pirts isn't that great, even the tempo up. Maybe now knight g5 and c4 is decent. Not sure I should have allowed that, but never mind. And yeah, young players are usually a little less dogmatic than they get when they get older. So he obviously goes for, he doesn't like stick to some pre-thought program with c3 and so on, but it surprises me that didn't go for c4, because this doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. So now he's just spent time messing around. He still has a decent position. Should go e4 in one of the next moves, and he still has a decent version of the Pirts, but could have been better. e4, I may go d4. I'm not convinced. cd, knight b4. d4 is hanging. d3 is hanging. Yeah, why not? I think I'm winning a pawn. b5, dc wins a pawn for sure. And yeah, cd, knight b4. I don't think he can save everything. So he does the sensible thing and just castles. Or is that the sensible thing? Maybe now I can take on d4 first. Maybe it wasn't that sensible. And I still haven't castled, which generally is not a great thing, but it does mean I have a little more flexibility. Now I can either castle kingside or queenside depending on the circumstances. So yeah. Yeah, he, like a true caveman, he just goes e5. And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe in this case I might want to castle queenside later on? Question mark? Maybe? I don't know. I'll castle kingside. Knight g5 looks like the most obvious move. Or bishop a3. We'll obviously just fortify this one. And Volodar seriously needs to speed up. Or he's gonna have no chance. But I think I'm a fairly solid 2 pawns up, and I have some strong pieces as well, so should be able to win this game without doing anything too dirty. Knight h2, threatening, no, not even threatening knight. Knight f6 actually. We'll go bishop e7 though, overprotecting the d5 square. I guess we'll keep on overprotecting, this time e5. He's gonna go bishop h3. I'll just drop back with the queen. Probably to e8. It's a little bit more flexible. Knight h6 obviously doesn't work. I just take and I'm protecting on f5. Queen g6 now. Okay, he got this one. I think I'll just take on e4 now. Rook f7, d3 is a huge threat, which he didn't really respond to, because he had bishop f5, which I'd missed. But it's fine. I'll just go queen d6 and then g6. And then rook f2. A little bit shorter. This, okay. Scuffed arrows. Queen d4. Centralizing. Galvanizing. Rook d3, I have queen e4. And he won on time. And I lost. He lost on time, yeah. But obviously the position is more than winning at this point. Okay. So we have Olya Badelka from Belarus. Strong IM, I think 2400 plus, and believe she's still a junior? Question mark. Anyway, let's go e5 for once. I've mainly been playing Sicilian, but oh, okay. Somebody had to. Somebody had to. Somebody had to. Okay, props. And she is playing for Team Kramnik, and they desperately need a win. And she goes ahead and does this. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We'll just play no castling chess. I'm sure, yeah, she plays for Team Kramnik, who is a proponent of the no, I'm not going to repeat moves. Just once. Now I'm going to punish you. I'm not going to even give you a free draw. Like, who's going to watch that? Yeah, so now she has to play. She has to play solidly. Bishop b4, bishop c5 maybe. Just gonna play f6, I guess. Bishop e6. Develop normally. Not care too much about the non-castling thing. Maybe I could do something more violent, but like if I can't castle myself, it's sort of more difficult to to mate quickly. But I gotta give her props. She has the one chance to play against me, and she goes ahead and bone clouds. So it's both very silly and a little bit legendary at the same time. I think would be a fair assessment. H4. Maybe I'll just go run the other way. Just for fun. King d7 and then king c8. And just artificially castling queenside. You normally don't do that. I think Vlad and Vishy are playing a no castling chess match later this year, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's pretty difficult to play because you gotta. It's a little bit like playing Fischer Random Chess 960, in that if you just have a mindset that you try to make it a normal chess game as soon as possible, you're probably gonna lose because you aren't flexible enough to adjust to the new circumstances. Because truth be told, it's very different from normal chess, especially some of the positions. And it's very interesting training, I think, in general. Now we'll go e4 next. And I certainly find it very difficult to play. To play Fischer. Not enough to lose as poorly as I did to Wesley, even though he's strong at the format. Little tactic here. But still, yeah, it's hard to play. And non-castling chess, I can imagine, is even tougher. Go knight e5, ideas of e3 after c4. Okay, let's go queen c6. Try and be solid. Little trap, bishop b5. There was queen b5, rook a1, and rook. Oh, way too many arrows now. Way too many arrows. As I said, I just drew my first arrow ever earlier today. So I'm not used to this. e3, I think. Queen f3. Oh, this wasn't so great because she has the trump in the ending here. Okay, this I think just loses. Rook a4, keeping it simple. We'll go and take another pawn. And she is playing fast, but I think at this point to no avail. I have ideas like queen h5 and then f4 winning. The arrows are going astray. The arrows are absolutely wild at this point. I'm not a good marksman. Okay. So again from Team Polgard, this is Vincent Keymer. Definitely one of the strongest players here. I played him in Classical before and struggled a lot to beat him in the Grenka Classic in 2019. And considering that Vincent is only 16, 17 years old, he has improved since then. He has the amazing Peter Leko as a trainer as well, which certainly helps you get educated in the ways of chess. So without any further ado, let's get the game going. And knight c3. I'm gonna go for the same weird Nimzo line that I had earlier today against Vaishali. And f3. Vincent is generally very well versed theoretically, but unless he had an emergency session with Leko earlier today, I'm not sure he would know this line. And what was I going to say? Yeah, it's not a line most people play, but it's fine. Okay, he's positional. He's gone h6 before castling. Well, he's not going to castle clearly after the move h6. So then I would just go g4, g5. But yeah, it's a sign of a classical player. What should I do now? Knight g3 probably, just develop. I think he still probably shouldn't castle kingside. Because the pawn, even without g5, g4, g5, there still will be problems based on the fact that he's what was I saying? I forgot how to speak. a bit worrying. Shouldn't happen for another 80 years or so. Okay, let's... I don't want to go d5. DC takes bishop e2, bring the knight around. Is that an option? Let's try it. Just to do something a little bit different. This looks extremely anti-positional. But I think there is some point to it, since I will get the knight to e3 and then d5, but yeah, probably not very convincing. King f2, rook d1. This wasn't very strong. This was probably pretty weak. King b7 now. Yeah, I just messed this up. Why did I even go? Rook d1. Yeah, this is bad. And I don't have time either. Okay, it's even worse. I gotta go f4 now. Try and create some counterplay with my bishops. But this has been a typical Vincent game. He plays very classically, very positionally, and he's made me look like a fool so far. There's no two ways about it. Bishop h5. Don't know what I'm doing, but just putting pieces on squares. That's about it. a4, but now you can create a pass pawn later on. Let's go h4, maybe g4, bishop e2. Now bishop f3. Probably will play h5, but then I have bishop g5, so maybe that's not ideal for him. He wants bishop c2 probably. Yeah, we'll push g4. Try and cement this as a weakness. But I'm getting seriously short of time here. Okay, I'm not sure this does much for him. Next I want... Okay, I'll go h5. Because what else, right? Knight f7 now. Yeah, rook a2. I have to try and at least bother him a little bit. Bishop e2 next. Attack f6. My position is pretty much lost. Oh, he maneuvers very nicely. But I'm not quite done yet. This one I'm not so sure about. Now he blundered. No, he didn't actually. I have to flag him. Flagsville coming. Okay, takes. Takes. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go back. Oh! Threefold. A threefold. Wow. What can you do? I mean, that was a good result for me. And it was a good result for Team Polgar as well. So maybe it was just being a team player there. Because he secured them 1.5, a half lead. Okay. Let's go for Yip chess. Let's hope she doesn't have the yips today. Carissa Yip. I think she's still a junior as well from the United States of America. let's get it going. Schade, so knapp. Yeah. Vincent is too classical. He's not enough of a hustler. Not enough of a hustler to pull that off. But his chess understanding, as you could see from that game, is sublime. Let's go c3 this time, a little bit more classical. It's becoming a theme tournament in closed ruis. And here, one of the points of this line is that you can get to c2 in one go, so you don't give black time for knight a5, and then c5 if the bishop was here on b3. I played this as black and white a bunch myself. It's very interesting because there are so many positional plans for both sides. I'm gonna turn the light up a little bit. Oh, I'm getting blinded. A4 maybe. B4, I go A5. Okay, this is an old favorite of mine as well. The old pinning the knight and then bring the knight to e3. Generally isn't great, but I do get some active pieces, so it's not too bad. Queen d7, she's playing very decently so far. Probably knight d8 is reasonable now. Bringing the knight to e6 later on. I had some similar game against Bruzon back in 2006. And then at some point I just went berserk and went g4, g5. I won the game, but truth be told, it was pretty unclear along the way and it wasn't obvious that I should have. Knight e7. I'm a little less sure about because I'm not sure where the knight is going from there. I would have preferred to see knight d8 and then knight e6 there. I guess this one is reasonable, but still the knight on e7 feels a bit funky. I think I'll go queen c2. I'm not worried about g5, so that's a pretty big weakening of her position. Now after knight f4, I think I will go bishop to g3. d5 doesn't feel entirely right to me. I don't think she's ready for this. And besides, once she takes an e4, I think the position is only going to open up for my pieces. I think I'll go h3 for the moment, intending knight g4. And once again, the knight on e7 is, I think, very much in the way, both from defending e5, and also now the queen doesn't protect f7. And this means that there are many tactical lines that could potentially work for me. Now I think knight g5 should be... knight g4 should be fairly strong. I don't see a comfortable way to deal with the threat on e5. If queen d6, I didn't actually consider that move. But I think d4 must be strong. ed4, there's e5. And if d4, I got bishop f7 and then knight e5, and also knight e5 immediately should win. So I think I should be winning now. Yeah, knight e5, this is probably the cleanest, yeah. Bishop e5, d5, wins a piece. And otherwise, also a knight e5 obviously wins. Knight ed5, I just go bishop f4 and then take an f7. And here this is carnage as well. Knight f7 with a nasty discovery. And now here, I'll just take on b5, then rook a7, evolving all my guys into the play, and then later I can take on e4, knight e5, and a bunch of material up with a winning position. Yeah, I think like the only conceptual mistake she made there in that game was knight e7. I think it's fairly instructive actually. That in itself, moving the knight is reasonable, both preparing potential d5 and also a potential c5, but probably she should have spent 2 moves rather than 1 to put it on a bare square. Okay, whom do we have now? We have oh, is it opening? Yeah, we have Gunay Mammadzada from Team Polgar. I think she's yeah, pretty decent IM from Azerbaijan, and think the first board of Azerbaijan's women's team, and I think she is still a junior or close to it, and as far as I know, a pretty aggressive player. Let's play an old banter blitz favorite of mine, the old Scandinavian. And yeah, don't pay too much attention to the ratings in general. A lot of them are provisional and they don't make any sense. Yeah, h3 I guess is a reasonable move. I've seen some people play that. Guess I should go bishop f5 to develop. And knight d7. And I'm not sure I like castling kingside there. It feels a little bit too soft. So now I get easy development, and then she's probably slightly better, but I have what I wanted from the opening, which is a very solid and playable position. Guess I'll go rook e8 and then rook d8 later on maybe. But in general, she has a slight space advantage, but I don't think she can use it for much. Meanwhile, my position is very solid. Bishop f4, I can go queen b4, so I'm not really worried about my queen here. I also don't really think any knight f7 and g4 is going to work. Obviously, I could be eating my words later. You always have to prepare for that possibility. I think I'll trade for now. Don't love the bishop coming to e5, but I think it's safe. Makes mare for the king. Yeah, queen f5. Maybe rook d7 next move to make room for the queen on d8, like a little mini plan here. Then bishop d6, challenging the bishop. Seems reasonable. Also potentially rook d8. And again, I don't think she has any tactics here with bishop e6. So I think she's maybe there are some tactics here like queen d8, d5, and knight d5, knight d5, cd5, bishop a4 with winning the exchange. So even in apparently very dry positions, there are sometimes tactics. Now I will go bishop g6, and I think that's in general not undesirable, and there are ideas of bishop h5 potentially forcing Potentially forcing g4. Obviously now, now that she's gone rook d2, that's not an issue anymore. Okay, let's go queen d8. Continue with the plan. Then bishop d6. If bishop d f6, I'm pretty happy to trade and play an ending. Guess. Oh, this is a tricky move order. Thing is, I would love to go bishop d3 and then take on e5. But bishop e5, d5, bishop d3, I guess ef6 is an issue. And if bishop d3, she can take on f6 and force an equal ending. Okay, so she did play this well. Okay, she took immediately, so I could have spared myself that whole speech. Okay, let's simplify the game. Oh, she doesn't even trade. Okay. It's interesting. I'm not sure it's good. I think my position is very solid here. And the knight on d6 in itself is not gonna do any damage. But I have to play faster. Okay, knight c. Let's bring the knight to b5. Knight c4 comes, logical. Queen c5. Okay, she trades now. fe3. Yeah, fe3 is probably good. She's playing this well. She's playing this really well. b6. Okay, time is becoming a serious issue here as well. c5. Let's try and bring the knight around. Okay, let's instead go for f6. b4 I'll take. This looks reasonable, bringing the knight to d4, but obviously time is more than a serious issue at this point. Okay. I'll have to hustle her. Not taking a draw, even though I'm low on time with no advantage. Okay, knight to b4. Let's go. Take the rook. She's collapsing. I'm collapsing a bit as well. Okay, let's go. Yeah, there we have checkmate. Okay. Oh well. That wasn't very good. That was just a little more hustle, as I talked about earlier. The scramble was decent. Not penguin level, but very decent. But before that, she played a great game, and she was better, and deserved more than an unceremonious flag, to be fair. Okay, now we have the second American in 3 games, and a third American is coming up after this. So they're all bunched together. And this is Christopher Yoo. Very young still, I think, 14, 15. And very talented I am. I think almost GM strength. Just needs a few more tournaments when things open up. And I'm gonna be, again, overconfident and play some risky stuff in the opening. Come on, dude. Go bishop e3. Don't play it safe. I don't want to see... Oh! Okay. Is this a move? It's a move after a6. But is it really a move here? Okay. We'll go bishop g7. It's fine. Okay, how about knight c6? Seems logical. He castles immediately. Queen a5 maybe? Guessing he can go queen b5. Then I'll have to take. Should be fine in that ending though. Otherwise I'm gaining a pretty nice tempo attacking his bishop on g5. Yeah, so queen b5, knight b5, castles. Don't see the problem there. Bishop b5, bishop d7. And sorry for repeating myself, but don't see the problem. And he even gives me the bishop pair, which I think is a tad too generous. He does have nice centralization here, but I think I'm in general slightly better now. Just again on account of the bishop pair and some more pawns in the center than he has. Okay, that's interesting. Is it any good? My instinct says no. So we'll take ed6, I'm sure. I don't think this should work at all. But I've been wrong before. Should I take on d4? Or should I just go knight f5? I think I'll take on d4. Rook e7, king d8. And the important thing is here, if he takes the bishop, then I got knight f5 with a fork. What's this? What you doing there? What you doing there, Chris? This doesn't work at all. Now king e7. Got rook d8. I got a piece up. Everything is pretty good. Knight c5. Let's run with the king. And he fights on, which I guess is reasonable, but it's a lost cause. Now I'm activating my pieces a bit as well. Actually, activating them a lot. Let's go here. G3. We'll go knight f5. Rook e8. Okay, found a good plan. Let's go rook a1 to meet c4 with rook a2. Now let's trade. Take it. Okay, so he's clearly in hustle mode now, which is fair. Like, I try and flag people. Why shouldn't they try and flag me? But don't think it's gonna be very close. Knight f3 now. Oh, I didn't see that this was hanging. That was unfortunate. That was actually very unfortunate. Okay, we'll take it. Here, knight f1, c5, knight g3. c6, king f6. Yeah, that works. That works just in time. Just in time, people. Knight f5 and knight e7. And the pawn ending is winning, so promoting to a knight didn't actually help. Show a little bit of class, going a5 first. And yeah, it's not going to be close here. Run, run, queen, run, run, another queen. Oh, he's queening with check? That was extremely unnecessary. Now it's actually getting to a scramble. But he lost on time right before I could mate him, so it's fine. Sure. Yeah, he fought well. Love to see that people are trying to hustle against me. It's not only the other way around. Okay, so we got 2 more games in the competition, and by winning this one, I've ensured that Team Polgar is going to win. Because I got 1 game against each left. And the first one is against, I wonder, Liang from the United States. He's already pretty experienced, has played in US championships. And I believe is still junior, and now we have the right scene. And I mouse slipped. I'm cracking. This is not disrespect. I'm just cracking. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll go this way. He's just gonna play a regular Sicilian type of position. Alright. A4, knight c4, I guess. There are many good setups here for black in general. But we have a playable position. And for blitz, this is not bad. As they say in blitz, playable is viable. So, e5, de, knight e5, knight e5, bishop a8, bishop g4, bishop f3, knight f3, knight f3. Does he have enough compensation there? It's hard to say. Let's go for it. Just for fun. Or not just for fun, but partly for fun. Hoping to get king g2 and then h3. But he clearly has decent compensation here, even if he only plays sort of slowly and positionally here. Queen, oh, this is a blunder though, isn't it? Queen d7, because now I got knight e5. With a little tactical trick, I get to trade off some pieces. I think I can just take. Yeah, I think I'll just take. And then queen e2. I don't see any compensation. Rook f1, queen h4, 5, there, queen h5, there's h4. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me, people. Oh, I just realized it. He has a devilish trick planned. So the point is king g2, queen h5 is threatening queen h2 mate, and well, not mate, but with some destruction. And then if h3 has knight e3, opening up against the queen and winning the queen. So I can't do that. So I have to probably force the bishop away instead. And that makes matters considerably more difficult. Queen e4. There's okay, I guess I'll go king g2 now, but this became pretty complicated. f3 and bishop f4. I gave back a pawn, but I am consolidating now. The only problem is I spend a lot of time yapping, so I'll need to be pretty quick in order to convert this game. Okay, rook d1. We'll take it. I'm not worried about that pass pawn. I think I will gobble it up with rook d1, if queen d7 for instance. So you should probably trade, but that ending should be fairly simple for me. So he just gives up the pawn, but yeah, I don't think he has a lot of chances here, and I still have half a minute. So I should be fine. Knight g6, probably the best way to fight. Okay. We'll need to focus here a bit. He found the right setup here to be pretty solid. And I'm not finding the right setup. But I think it's still fine. We'll go back. I'm catching up on time though, so that's the good thing. Knight, king goes over. Knight f3 is possible, but he didn't see that. Now rook d7. It's not possible. Damn it, I blundered! Threw everything away. Now I need a Herculean effort in order to possibly save this game. Oh, there's not even a perpetual. This guy is just straight up out hustling me. Oh, he's giving me a check. That's nasty. Ah! So annoying. Okay. I have to say though that after giving up the exchange for probably a bit too little compensation, he played well, and he found a very good way to fight there, and eventually out hustled me in a big way. So huge props to him. As you've seen earlier today, that's how I win a lot of my games. It's only fair that he does so as well. Okay, so we have last, I think, official game of the day against Muzychuk, who I think is one of the coaches of the Challengers teams, and she's also been one of the very best female players of the last 10 years, and has several World Championship titles in Rapid and Blitz. So let's get going. We'll continue with the Ruy Lopez. There will be a couple of unofficial games after this, so the show will not be stopped immediately, but this is the last game of the competition. But I think Team Polgar has already won it, so she plays this a bit trickily. I'll go h3. I'm waiting for b5 before determining where I go with my knight, because I may want to go to b3 there later on. Now I probably have to go to f1. Since she did a good job of waiting sufficiently. And like usually when d5 comes, you would go b4 and then knight to b3. But obviously here with the knight on f1, such a plan would be more time consuming and then probably less successful. So I'll go a4 instead, as I did in one of the other games. Then I need to meet b4 with a5. Now, here, I think knight g3. She can go d4 at any point. She can also exchange on e4, probably take with the knight and then the pawn, and play a queenless middle game, which I think could be slightly better for white. At least I'm clinging to the hope. So b4 is logical, but now she is opening up for a possible bishop a4, so it's a little bit double-edged. Okay, d4, let's go knight e4. If she trades everything, I think I'm fine with that. I believe a5 is probably a bigger strength than a weakness in the ending. Now, so normally you would go rook d1 without thinking. What could be more natural than that? But I do think maybe bishop d1 is more precise, because I want to put the bishop on e2 and pressurize a6. And also, if I'd gone rook d1, there could have followed rook d8. And then if bishop d3, there's bishop c4. And additionally, if I trade on d8, it's not so easy to bring the bishop to d3. And if bishop e3, then she could trade on d1. So I think maybe it's more clever to keep both rooks on the board. Now, yeah, rook d8, I follow my plan and go bishop e2, obviously. I don't think I have much here at all, but the possibilities that something will go wrong, I think, are slightly higher for black, since if I lose the a5 pawn, that's bad for me. But if she loses a6, then it's a disaster. So Muzychuk is a very well-educated player, and she immediately spots a nice positional plan here, which is to go knight c8 to d6. And that probably equalizes the game more or less, but maybe not completely. I still have some ideas like rook b1 and then knight b3. I should have gone rook b1 immediately maybe, but I can still protect c3, so it's fine. Okay, let's bring the king a little bit closer. Can never hurt. If f5, I go king e1. f4, I'm not so sure about. It may just cement e5 as a backwards pawn. And c6 I don't like at all. I think she is overprotecting the knight on b5, but she is leaving a pretty glaring weakness on the b6 square, which I'm now using to invade. I'm sacking the pawn on c3, but I don't care about that since I want to invade. Now rook d7, I should be winning. King f6, there's bishop d8, and here there's a little trick with bishop c7, rook bishop g7, I have rook g7, and then take on e5 and c3, and then the bishops will decide. And as I talked about on another stream, bishops on adjacent diagonals are very strong because they cover a lot of squares. Let's just do all of them, right? And this one. This. Okay, sure. Okay, so to finish up today, we will have 2 games against, I think, also coaches of the challengers, but these are not sort of official games of this particular challenge. But they are streaming as well. I'm sure the links are somewhere to be found. Again, at least this is Surya Ganguli, very strong grandmaster, 2650 plus, and many several times successful second of Anand in World Championship matches, and a very strong theoretician. So I think I'm going to play something a bit offbeat here in the modern. Bishop e3. Okay, we'll go a6. Oh, a4. Sure. Maybe after a4 I can go with knight f6 and transpose to a Pearce type of position. I had something similar against somebody like Knightage, maybe? Played something similar? One thing I'm sure about is that Ganguli knows what he's doing in the opening, so he probably knows this better than I do. Okay, now I'll put the knight on b4. That's one of the ideas of going a6. That the knight, and then a4, that the knight can sit on b4 without being kicked with a3. Now I guess I'll go e6. Try and break the center open. I'm not sure I love his last 2 moves. He gave me a target to latch onto on d5. And a5 may just be a bit too slow. Rook on a4 I think is also not great. I think I'll take the pawn. e5, I'll go knight e8. Yeah, this looks good. Bishop d7 now. Yeah, here he's threatening bishop b6. I could start calculating lines like rook c8, bishop b6, bishop c3, queen g5, but I just want to sack the exchange instead. Because I think with his backwards development and weirdly developed pieces in general, I think I must have great compensation here. And if it doesn't take the exchange, I'm going to go rook c8 and knight c4. So regardless of what he does here, I think he doesn't have it easy. Okay, we'll take back, obviously. And there's no really convenient response here. After knight f3, he had to deal with bishop c6. Queen f3, obviously, there was bishop c6. And rook h2, there was at least bishop e5. So he had a difficult choice there. Now, after knight c4, I think he may consider, yeah, that's what I thought he would do, just chop that one off. And, wow, he continues to play very concretely here. But I don't like bishop g5, actually. I can just go f5, activate the rook, and stuff should start falling here pretty soon. I think d6, b2, f3, they're all pretty bad weaknesses. I'll go queen b8, attacking both. d6 and b2, and also threatening rook e7 followed by queen h2. I need to know when to let go of the right click. That's where the problems with the arrows stem from. But now I think this will open up the position, and he shouldn't be able to survive for very long here, I think. Take on f3, and just everything is collapsing at this point. So Surya has the problem that he's probably trying to entertain his stream as well here, and as you can see in some of my games, that particular multitasking can go both ways. I think rook c3 wins. There's queen f4, queen b1, knight c1, h6. Looks safe. Also, I can just keep it very simple, actually. Just take and take. And then take again. And he should have next to no chances here. Unless I blunder mate. Oh boy. Seriously. Seriously. Did I just find the only way to blunder this? I think I may have. Okay, that is annoying. Knight g7, he has bishop f6. Okay, he has it here as well. Okay, sure. Try and flag him then. Problem is I have to keep track of so many possible checks here. It's pretty hard. Oh, he has queen c5. Damn it, damn it, damn it. And he's pretty fast as well. Oh. Is he joking? Is he joking? I don't know. Is he choking? Yes! He choked! That was a nice flag. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah. He should have won that one. What can I say? This has not been very educational. Unless you want to learn how to dirty flag, then it's been at least somewhat educational. Okay, last game of the day against Arthur Kogan and David Martinez. Apparently they're doing a combined Spanish stream. And at least Arthur is one of the coaches for the challengers. He's has a very good reputation as a coach for sure. Okay. Anyway, we got d4. Let's go. Last game of the day. And we're gonna have another Benku gambit. Oh, queen c2. What do you do here? I think you take. Then for some reason... Is e5 strong here? Is that why he goes knight f3? No, he was just trying to confuse me. It looks a bit weird that he, instead of taking the pawn on a6, he's just given taking on b5 and taking on a6. He's just Yeah, he's just chosen not to win the pawn, but his argument is that he has quicker development and that he's not had to give up any pawns on... he's not had to give up any... what am I saying? He's not given me an extra open file on the A file. And now, I think he can go, for instance, b3 here. Yeah, I'm way too tired at this point. It's probably a good thing that this is the last game. I mean, I lost my speech a couple of hours ago. Since then, it's been a pretty incoherent rambling and dirty flagging. That's been the whole content, to be honest. What do I do here? Bishop g4. Bishop g4, there's knight d2, and I kind of go knight d7 then. Knight d7, he has e5, which is annoying me. Maybe knight b6 just wasn't a good move. Okay, we'll go knight e8 to c7 instead, but I don't love it. But at least now I'm preparing in case of e5 to go knight c7 and put pressure on this one. Yeah, now I think I'll have to go bishop b7, which looks awful, into this pawn, but at least I'm preventing e5 for the moment. And I may have plans of going queen d7 and then f5, breaking everything open. So it's not like my position is devoid of ideas. Even if I'm what was I saying? Okay, so he wants a5, driving the knight away, and then e5. Can I do too much about that? Probably not. I can play a5 myself, but then I give up the b5 square. I think I'll go bishop a6 instead. Okay, we'll chop it off. It's fine by me. f5 still doesn't work. Let's try and activate this knight then. I got ideas of c4 and also knight b4. Spending too much time. This is gonna be a scramble, I think, eventually. Let's go knight a8 and then knight c7. I think that was a better square than c8. He's sacking a pawn. Okay. I'll gladly capture your pawn, sir. Knight c7. He does have compensation, but I don't think I'm worse. We'll take it. Yeah, I think he's just doing way too much at this point. This doesn't work at all. Queen f5. Protecting everything. Well. Now just keep grabbing pawns. It's a little bit like my game against Gukesh in that sense. Okay, we'll just trade. Queen g4 and then rook d2. Knight d5, and we're 3 pawns up and c pawn is running. So that's okay. We'll go h5. I don't want to give him. Even gonna give him a check. Okay, rook c8. Knight c3 to a2 or e2. Take it. Okay, he lost some time, but obviously, that was more than enough to win. Okay, people, I'm done. I had 5.5 hours of commentary today, and 2.5 hours of Banter Blitz. I think some of the games were really of good quality. I think a lot of the young people, they played really well, and some even hustled pretty well. Anyway, so are any of my mods here? Who's streaming? Who can I possibly raid? Because last time I didn't raid, and I ended up rebooting the stream to raid Penguin, which in itself was fine. It's just that rebooting the stream to raid is unprofessional, to say the least. Are the Chess Bros streaming? Somebody mentioned them. There are just a bunch of names here. Okay, now there's just spam. Okay, so we're gonna give one of our mods, I think, a lot more than she can handle. One of our 2 mods, or maybe there are 3. Okay, good luck, Alan.